because he left me $50,000. Everybody says, well, that's good. And Archie says, no, that's bad because the IRS took $25,000 of it. Everybody says, well, that's bad. And Archie says, no, that's good. I took the remaining $25,000 and bought an airplane. Everybody says, well, that's good. And Archie says, no, that's bad. I was learning to fly and I flew the thing upside down and I fell out. And so they go back and forth like this for like 5 minutes. And I know it's a silly example, but I feel like in my career I've lived this skit of it's good, no, that's bad. In fact, what I'd like to do is try to recreate that skit with your participation. Is that okay? All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to describe a couple of events from my career. And when I point at you, I want you to say very loudly and with great enthusiasm, that's bad. Let's try it.
That's bad.
You guys are great. Okay. So my first job out of college was working for a retail chain called Otasco.
That's bad.
Not yet, 1 point. So I worked there for a couple of years, and my wife was pregnant with our first child. We were in the middle of buying our first house, and they filed bankruptcy and never reopened. Well, that's good because I'd always wanted to work in public accounting. It gave me an opportunity to go to work for the largest CPA office in Tulsa. And for someone who would eventually become a consultant, that's great training to get to work with all these different companies and different industries. But after I'd worked there for a while, one of the partners and I, like Paul and Barnabas, had a sharp disagreement, and we mutually decided that I should leave the firm.
That's bad.
No, that's good because I got to go to work for a software company here in Tulsa that developed software for CPAs, where I met my good friend Tim Redmond. I would have been happy working there the rest of my life, the rest of my career, but the owner decided to sell the company to Intuit. And so he sold the company. Intuit didn't have any interest in having an office in Tulsa, Oklahoma. So they closed the office and laid off all the employees. No, it's good because Intuit wanted me to come to work for them, so I moved my family to Plano, Texas. Went to work for Intuit. At the time, they had about 6,000 employees. But I was very fortunate. I got to work directly with the founder of Intuit, Scott Cook, on some projects. One of those was a project that Jim alluded to in the introduction, a website that was, Business Week magazine said it was one of the top 50 uses of the web in 2005. I was interviewed by Time magazine, and it was a really interesting time. I was in that specific industry. I was a little bit of an industry rock star for a period of time, and it was a mountaintop experience. But my family missed Tulsa. We were always looking over our shoulder towards Tulsa. How can we get back? And so I resigned my position at Intuit at the peak of my career, and we moved back to Tulsa. No, that's good because if I had moved back, I wouldn't be teaching the capstone business strategy class at TU. I wouldn't be working with companies to help them develop business strategy, and I wouldn't be here with you today. So here's a question for us to ponder. How do we understand God's plan for our lives? Because sometimes it's not clear, right? This is a model that I find helpful. So first of all, think about these 3 circles and what they represent for you and your company. First of all, what are the things we're good at, or your company's good at, right? We all have certain things we're good at. When I was in college, I played guitar, and people would pay me to stop. I was terrible, right? But it turns out I'm pretty good at helping companies with business strategy. The second circle is what are those things that you and your company have a passion for? God has put that passion in you that you're just passionate about. I'm passionate about helping people like you and organizations like yours accomplish your goals. The third circle is what are the things the world needs? One way we can determine some of the things the world needs is that people will pay us for those products or services. I'm happy to pay Robertson Tire to service my automobile, right?
That's good.
I'm happy to pay for auto insurance if some uninsured motorist runs into me. What are the things that your customers will pay you for? Where these 3 circles overlap is what I refer to this as our sweet spot. Right? When we're operating in our sweet spot, it's where we get the best return on our time. It requires the least effort. If we were in sports, we'd call it being in the zone or being in the flow. My pastor refers to this as our kazone. Kazone is a Hebrew word for vision. He says it's what God had in mind when we were created. What's the kazone for your business?